Okay.
So I know we go to the other stuff. So what I did was this. So Marissa's going to clean up and put in here, make it like, our typical, like the way we have our usual clients set up. So what I did was I created their own locker room. And then what I did was I took some of the stuff that we had done and I just put a couple things like basically, hey, complimentary, like here you go, guys. So I told them I put in the presentation, from the 2 days. I'm like, here you go, guys. So I put in the PDF in here for them. Then what I did was I made them do an exercise where I asked them like 5 questions, ultimately about themselves. It was like, hey, let's go over. It was an action item. And I was like, all right, tell me about the 3 things that you believe in, what kind of holds you back, all that stuff. So what I did was I just laid it all out, and it's like an accountability thing. So we talked about know thyself. So I created that little section so they can all be held accountable to, you said this, and this is what you want from the season. So here you go. So I put that into a spot for them. Then I was going to give them from a journal. I was going to give them the complimentary on the 5 things. I was going to send them just that one piece from a journaling standpoint of here's the 5 things from the Wheel of Fortune, so you can hold yourselves accountable from the journal. And then from there, then I was going to basically, I've already gotten a bunch of the kids already said, hey, they want to talk to me more about the next programming. So what I want to do is create this, show them a piece of it, and then go from there and then start to reach out to them and say, hey, guys, whoever's interested, I'd like to have probably Wednesday morning or after practice later in the afternoon, another session with them, and just to kind of go over everything and tell them, hey, open up to them of like, we can either do it as a team, as a group, or as an individual, and start talking to them about the next steps.
What, hold on. I'm just trying to figure out what you just said here. So you've got this going for the team. You're going to get the kids all together and review it together as a team. But who makes a decision about going forward? Is it the kids? Is it the coach, or is it the parents?
It's the kids and the parents. Like ultimately it's the families on that part. Yep.
Okay. So it would be an individual going forward thing. It wouldn't be a team going forward thing, or could there potentially be a team going forward thing?
No, there could potentially be a team thing. That's the point.
But what is your most wanted? What do you want to do?
Ultimately, as a group is where
I want the team.
I want it as a group, not as a team, because obviously I'd love it as a team.
Okay.
But I don't know if it's possible financially where all the.
Don't go there yet. Don't go there yet. What is it that you would rather, as you build your business, right? Yeah. Are we building your business with the intent to get teams, get individuals, get groups, or all 3?
All 3 ultimately.
Okay. So this is your opportunity to develop a team. And is that what you would prefer to do with this group, is develop them as a team, develop individually, or develop as a group?
As a team, and then if there's a couple of individuals I want to jump on, but mostly I'd love it as a team for the rest of the season would be great.
Okay. All right. So then if you wanted to develop as a team, put a team program together, what does that look like?
So basically looking at around that 100 to 125 per player.
No. What does the program look like?
So it's basically 1 practice a week, 1 office hour a week. And then that's pretty much the idea behind it. So it's like 1 practice.
All of that outlined and documented?
Yeah. No, I have it set up of like, I know exactly how to structure from a team perspective.
Does the coach know this?
No, I haven't talked to him yet about that.
Okay. Now, who is the best driver for you to get the team? You obviously have a connection with the kids right now,
right?
But not really the parents. Right. The coach now has a connection with you and the team and the parents.
Right.
So should the connection for you be directly to the coach and say, look, it was a great weekend. Thank you so much for your testimonial. Here's what I see as your next steps. And that's bringing the team on board for a group program for the remainder of the season, doing boom, boom, boom. And the cost would be $120 a month for each kid.
Yeah, like 125 or whatever it is. So basically we're looking at around the $2,000 a month is the idea.
But for the team.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but each kid, you don't know if the team would supplement that or if the kid would have to pay it, right?
Right. So when you ask the best driver, it would 100% it'd be the owner. It's not ultimately going to be it's not going to be the coach's decision. It's going to be the owner.
Oh.
The guy who brought me out. The guy who actually brought me out.
Is the owner.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's who you need to go talk to next.
Okay, cool.
right? So don't even worry. I mean, do your meeting with the kids, obviously, but before you have that meeting with the kids, already have had a conversation with the owner.
Yeah.
So you and the owner are on the same page. And if the owner is like, yeah, I mean, this is awesome. This is what we need. If it's 100 or 25 bucks per kid, I'll supplement half. The team can pay for half. The kid just needs to come up with 80 bucks or whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So get all of that information first.
Yeah.
Finalize what you can do to bring the team on board, because that's what you want. You don't want a kid right now. You don't want a couple kids. You want the entire team.
Right.
And that's awesome if we can get the entire team.
Right, exactly.
So let's talk to the owner first.
All right, awesome.
All right.
Yeah, especially if get them in for a couple $100. That's the whole point too. It's like, hey, if they do it as a team, it's a few $100, guys. And compared to, it's just figuring out, all right, if there's some kids I know, or sponsorship, like I know the owner would definitely be open to, I can say to them, hey, listen, what about some of these people that sponsor? Is there a way to find it like that as well? Like maybe there's something on that side.
Exactly. And that's why you should talk to the owner first to obviously get his buy-in, right, but then also figure out what funding is available.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you need to just keep the coach on board as well, or is it all right if you just go right directly to the owner without the coach knowing that this is what is in the works?
No. With this part, it would definitely be to the owner, and then I'll talk to the owner and say, hey, you want me to reach out to Jeremy as well? Good. But the coach has been totally cool about it. Like that, he's been awesome. Like he's just been, this was awesome. Like this is exactly what they needed.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's been totally cool. Yeah.
So when you talk to obviously you know the owner really well, right? You've got a good relationship.
Yeah, he's the one. He's the one that was watching the videos and then reached out and all that stuff.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. So just as to show that you really even more have your shit together, just have an outline of what you will expect to do for the next few months with the kids, what they're going to get for the investment.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah, because I was basically going to say to him, it's like a so a typical clinic, like I know you understand that language of like a clinic, right? So a typical clinic is if kids go in for whatever, 45 minutes to an hour in any clinic, the average clinic in any sport is anywhere 20 to 25 bucks a clinic, right? Like that's on the low end or whatever. So that's kind of how I was going to present it to him is like, hey, listen, a clinic costs this a week. So if we're looking at 100, 125 a month plus at one office hour a week, you're basically getting it, where the kids can come in and ask questions.
Yeah, but make sure he also understands the not so monetary value, which is the fact that they went 3-0 this weekend. They could
the consistency,
right? They continue to win. What age are these kids?
It's basically 17 to 20.
So they're totally prepping for college, right? So there's even more value at this time besides the fact that it's, this is the clinic time. This is, there's.
No, exactly. Yeah. The accountability and all that. That's the main part for sure.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. So then continue working the Facebook group page, have that review with the team, but talk to the owner first. So you wanted to review with the team on Wednesday, you said?
Yeah, I was going to say to the team almost like, like a mock prize. Hey, guys, come on at this time. Just wanted to kind of go over the weekend, all that stuff. Give them an experience. Because what's cool is majority of the team, literally yesterday when I tagged everybody, I couldn't believe, I think there was one kid that wasn't on Facebook. And he might be. I just haven't friended him yet. But, the whole team was there. So I was like, yes. So this is perfect. They're already all on there.
They're already there.
All right. They're already
there. So hopefully on Wednesday then – see, the thing is, and then figure out with the owner the best way to connect with the parents. And maybe it's the owner, right? And the owner sends out the email to the parents that says, just wanted to, again, thank Vince for coming out. And if the parents don't know what has occurred, they should. But he could outline it and say, going forward, this is our plan. This is the investment. I know from my club soccer team, if the coach says we're doing something, we don't have a choice. We get out the money and we do it, right?
Yeah, right, exactly.
So I would imagine it could be that same scenario. And
exactly.
Saying it's an additional $75 a month for you guys. This is the value you're going to get for it. How long would it be? 3 months, 6 months?
Well, 2 to 3 months. So they're basically making the run. So it's perfect timing where it's even if it's 2 months, just say, hey guys, for the next 2 months, it's a small investment on the overall, but I'll hold them accountable. We'll continue going deeper on this. They'll get great information.
Yeah, but I don't think all you need to do is sell the owner.
Yeah.
The owner does the rest.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Okay.
He's the one that tells the parents, along with the coach, that this is what we're doing.
Right, exactly.
Great opportunity that presented itself. It's just like when, the kids decide they're going to, or the coach decides the kids need additional conditioning. So it's
Right.
1 day a week conditioning, and you're going to pay $25 a kid for that additional week or additional day of conditioning, right?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the same. It's the same thing. You don't need to sell the parents. You sell the owner. The
Yeah.
owner trickles it down.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
on Wednesday, when you talk to the kids,
Yeah.
I don't know that you would even need to yet or at all tell the kids what the next steps are. Just review,
Right.
make sure they're consistently doing their thing. So you basically start the process like it's going to be happening anyway.
Yeah, totally.
Make that assumption.
Yeah, totally. Okay, cool.
All right, good.
Awesome.
All right, now we need to get you more of those.
Oh, well, what's awesome is that's the first thing, right? Is like, number one, I loved it. Like, I'm literally, so this is so crazy. So I've got my players, right? And it's cool, like, that having the individuals. And it's exciting when they win something, they whatever, this and that. But, like, I was literally listening yesterday on the whatever, internet to their game. By the third game, so the first game I listened, I was like, yeah, okay, win. Third game comes, and I'm like, oh, my God, if they win, this will be so sick. I'm like fist pumping on every goal. So it totally made me realize on a couple levels. Number one, I love the team environment aspect. The individual stuff's cool, but I also love that team part of like, okay, cool. Like, man, it made an impact. Like, obviously the coach and everything does everything, all that stuff, but like the owner, but there was definitely an impact there. So that brought it back. It was like, all right, I love this part of it. Then from the business end, it was like, hey, we get 5 of these teams together. Now I don't have to worry about this craziness of getting more of those kids. Now we just create another revenue stream.
Yep.
We found a way to scale it up even more.
Yep.
And now it turns into, okay, if next year the goal, get 5 teams on board and looking at it as like a couple grand a month, bam, I've got my teams now. I've got this. Like, it's funny. I'm starting to look at now, and Marissa got like a little bit, because she said to me a couple months ago, because during the week, we looked at it as this. What if there was a way to turn the model into during the week, I'm just doing all of this stuff. And then on the weekends, then I go around the rinks and I do more of that and travel and all that stuff. And it hit me of like, I went and I said it. I was like, you know what? I really don't know if next year during the week I want to be around. She just looks at me all pissed off. She's like, do you not remember me saying it? So it excited me on that level of where, you know what, that's what's cool. Because our other thing too, I see the benefit during the year, but I just see the same bureaucratic bullshit that I don't think it's going to end. Like, there's too many levels and layers that the owner, the coaches, the egos, it's just, I know the idea is going to work with the younger guys, but I just don't see these guys buying in fast enough for what we're trying to do and what this is happening. I'd rather do a bunch of this stuff. So I guess to sum it up easily, on many levels, this is the direction for sure of where financially getting the message out, everything of how I can like line up. This is awesome.
And it doesn't necessarily have to be hockey, does it?
No, that's, again, we're sitting on, do you know the name of our other thing? I don't know if it's Evolving Athletes. Did I ever tell you, like, it's getting trademarked officially, all that stuff. But I'm 100%, the idea was 1 year of Bloodline, get it going, because Bloodline ties in the association, right, the hockey, all that fun stuff. But ultimately, Evolving Athletes is where I want to go to the next level of it, of where Bloodline can always be the hockey portion of it, but Evolving Athletes becomes more about the time management, understand how skill develops, holding them accountable, like all that type of stuff. And that's really where I want to go with it.
So your revenue streams start with team.
Yeah.
Then you can get to the group, random kids.
Yeah.
And then the elite private kid.
Right, exactly.
And the cost reflects your energy and time that you're giving. The team, it's a lower per person cost. The group is a higher, but not as much as the private. The private's your elite. That's the real. You are spending one-on-one time with these folks. They're going to pay for one-on-one time with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Like, the group will always be, the group is for like basically anybody. Yeah. That's what I should probably do the group as. Yeah. It's for anybody.
Yeah. All right. So, are there lists or organizations or ways that you can reach out to teams?
Yeah, I've already got one team that wanted a proposal. That's a under 18 team that wants a proposal for next season, wants me on board. I've already got my buddy in Connecticut that wants me on board with his U14 team. So that's already in the works. And then my buddies who are in Portland for junior teams, they each, so it looks like now the one guy's going to become the main head guy of the top team, the junior team, which is basically U20. And then my other buddy's the U18. So they have their organization. So it's like one's going to do the junior, one's going to do the youth. So basically I'm talking to them as well. So that's already 4 teams right off the bat. That is a strong, strong lead of probably going to get most of them, I would think. Like, I think I'll get all of them.
And this is all brewing for starting when?
For next season. So we're August, basically, like end of August, middle of August, somewhere in there.
All right. So the season is winding down now. Is that what's happening?
Right. The season's winding down now. You're down to the last couple months, but now the talks begin of what's happening for next season for budgeting and all that.
Okay. But do you have to wait until August? I mean, isn't there?
No, I can get going. I can get going in the spring. Yeah, I can get going. Like, it's going to be a perfect audience, right? Where what I'd like to do is right when the tryouts are over, so tryouts are typically in April. So what I want to do is set up something where either I go to tryouts and we have all the kids together and I talk to them right then and there. So I was going to offer in that I would come up during tryouts or their first session in May or whatever it is when they bring the kids together. And then training camp would be the next time.
Okay.
And then during the season, another time. So a minimum of 3 times during the season, live kind of seminar style.
Okay, so only because we're going to run out of time here. I apologize for that. But only because I'm a little confused, all right? And I want to see, can you build out a calendar?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna send you a format. Let's call this your marketing calendar, all right? Because I think you've got a lot of stuff going on right now, Vince. Yeah. And so we need to make sure that from a marketing perspective, because this is what you're doing, you're marketing right now, that you've got this all laid out. So we'll have January through December. April we'll know is tryouts. August, the season starting. We can list your teams or your prospects here and what you need to be doing for each. I'm creating this as we go along. What we can do either for each team, group, private, and list out the teams and the things that you're doing for each one each month. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. I think that's the way that we'll do it. So let me just kind of formulate this. I have the framework. I just need to get your specific needs into that framework. Cool. So that you can see on one piece of paper, big picture, this is what I got for the year.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, because you're at that point where there's a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Right. And we want to make sure that you're consistently hitting all the pieces at the right time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. So I'll develop the calendar and I'll have, like your U18s, your U14s, your junior team, your youth, your groups, your additional teams, and your privates.
Yeah.
Across each month.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
And then there was one question Marissa had specifically.
Okay.
So she's meeting later today. She's going to have with the accountant, so at 2 p.m., so she'll be able to fill in the rest of the stuff with the budget. But she was asking, so owner's pay versus distribution tax-wise. So our accountant wants us to take a lower owner's pay and get a greater distribution due to tax differences in payroll versus profit.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I'm not an accountant. But if the accountant says do it, then I would agree with the accountants.
Gotcha. Okay.
I remember that when I had my business and we had invested a lot of money in there, I didn't take a salary at all. It was all draw distribution because of the tax implications against what we had put in.
Right. Okay.
So, yeah. If he's telling you the way that you're going to minimize your tax liability, absolutely do it.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Because he's talking about, he wants to put us into an S corp, a couple different things. He's got different.
I was the S corp. That makes complete sense to me. I understand that. But just make sure that you're identifying the different categories on that budget sheet so we still know what money is coming out.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. All right, awesome. Very cool.
All right, awesome. I love seeing the energy. That's really
cool. Yeah, I'm excited. It was cool. It was cool on many levels just because of, it was like, the team environment, no matter what, right? Individuals are cool, but like when you get a team, it's like,
on
many levels.
All right. Holler if you need anything.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.